Good afternoon, everybody. We're here for something a little different. I know this is a constructed stream, but I'm in this draft league. I was doing this for fun, and I'm kind of not in love with Legacy right now, and I don't have a modern collection on Moto, and I streamed Pauper on Monday. So we're just gonna fire up this Modern Horizons draft and see where the day takes us. I am in no way claiming to be an expert on limited in general or this format. I think this is like my fourth draft ever, so we're gonna figure this out together. But the set is really sweet, so let's get in the queue. I haven't done limited on stream since I think my first week ever streaming, so I'm sure this will be unpopular for my normal watchers, but we're gonna mix it up. Little variety never hurt anyone. Ooh, the Kahns cube. Is that live? Maybe we'll just make this a limited stream and try to go Kahns cube after Modern Horizons. Yeah, it is. Ooh. Maybe we'll just play some limited today. Oh, Vanwedge is also live. If you're watching me, make sure you have another window open and you're also watching Vanwedge. Oh, wait, it went live. Never mind. I thought you said you went live. Yeah, I'm down for the Kahns cube. Maybe we'll do that next and just play limited today. I'm in. So I play constructed exclusively on stream because that's what people want. Like, there's plenty of better limited players than me who stream a lot. Like, Numat is like always streaming limited, and like Ben Stark and like Martin Hughes are out there streaming limited. So like, why the hell would anyone watch me? And I don't blame them. But I do draft on Arena. That like I basically never turn on Moto unless I'm live. So on Arena, I've been drafting Corset 2020 a lot and having a lot of fun. So I do like draft. I just know that that's not what my viewers come here for. But I'm gonna do it anyway. One time. Hopefully we can fill this thing, because the Kahns cube is really interesting because it's I read the release about it. Like, I don't love cube in general because I don't do a lot of limited in general. If I'm playing Magic, I'd rather be playing constructed most of the time. But the Kahns cube is really interesting. They have expanded the Khans of Tarkir world of limited and included cards that feel like Khans draft, even though they are not from that set or block. So I'm sure the list is live, and if I were less lazy, I could just look at it. But I think I would rather experience it and just get in there, because Khans draft was sweet. Like all those morph creatures and million colored decks and great mana. One time I remember in Khans draft at Carnegie Mellon University used to, I think they still do, host draft twice a week. Like Tuesday night was the like grinder draft. It was like team drafts, show up, bring your own packs, and play for the rares. And then Saturday was like the club, which was a little more casual and friendly. And I drafted a lot of Khans at the Tuesday night drafts. And the Goblin morph card, was that called Ponyback Brigade? What was that card called? Yeah, Ponyback Brigade. I remember casting that in a clutch finals of a draft at the playing for 3-0, and I cast it and I made 3 goblins, and my opponent was like, "What? You get goblins just when that arrives?" Like, they thought it was only a morph ability, but I was ahead. And those 3 goblins, I didn't take a turn off to cast it face down, then morph it. I just jammed it, obviously, because I read my card, and it paid off. Come on, Horizon drafters, where are you? Where are you at? And these are phantom drafts, so don't worry about telling me to take the rare. I will take the rare if it's the best card for my deck. Let's... This queue is taking longer than I expected to fill. Alright, so let's look at the Kahns expanded cube while we're waiting for our draft. It's somewhere. There it is. Explore the most unusual and clever parts of Magic. Alright, yeah. Oh, Elliot Raff made this cube. He is a judge from the Northeast somewhere. Cons queues are already up to 6. Maybe I should just drop and fire that. Alright, we're firing the Cons draft. Oh wait, are you in this draft too, Van Wedge? Should I not do this? I could just join both and see which one fires first, but then if they fire at the same time, I'm gonna pass out. I would really rather draft the Horizons. Yours just started. Alright, we're in the clear. Alright, these are actually firing. We'll do this first. Hopefully this is sweet. Yeah, cube design is something that doesn't interest me personally, but I appreciate academically. Like the idea of curating a draftable set of cards to be coherent, and one color's not too good and one color's not too bad, and like the themes make sense and the archetypes you build in, there's enough support, but like also the tension of like maybe you don't get the payoff. Like I do really appreciate that. It's just not something I care about personally, but I do like that. I do like drafting most cubes that are unpowered. Like power cubes bore me because power cube games are bad for in the same way that a lot of vintage games are bad, and it's because the power cards are not reasonable or fair. Or like, sure, it's fun for one player when they get a turn 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor or whatever, but that other player like worked really hard to draft their cohesive cube deck just to lose because their opponent opened Black Lotus and you didn't. So that a lot of vintage games kind of feel the same way too, where it's like, oh, you drew your Black Lotus. Like, I got one too, but I didn't draw it, so I lose. So yeah, whatever. But I don't like when I play limited, I want good games, like back and forth, like creature combat. All right, we're in this Kahns cube. Oh, Secret Plans. I remember that card being busted. And it fences a lot of colors. Oh, good. We're going to get even better mana fixing because it's cube. Stratus Dancer is hot. I'm probably just taking Secret Plans. This card is bananas. Steamer Charm. Garamag's a big monster. Yeah, we're taking Secret Plans and hoping that there are a lot of morphs. Because if it's cube, there shouldn't be multiple copies of cards. I don't actually know how this cube's designed. Some have multiple copies, some don't. Most of them don't. So hopefully there is a supported morph archetype here. Because this card was awesome in the actual draft format. Alright, Histrodon, my dude. This is the world's chonkiest Ophidian. Oh, there's the Ponyback Brigade. This card is the 3 colors that our first pick was not. I don't think I'm ready to go straight into 5 color. It's amazing how that lines up sometimes. But we got Histrodon, so that's sweet. Blade Watcher. That doesn't have Morph, so I don't want it. Haunted Dead Doomfall. Oust. Morph is a sub-theme, and it does not have extra copies. Thank you, Jekyll, for doing my homework for me. That card is very strong. It would also open us up to 4 colors, though. This gives all your creatures prowess, basically. Kinda. Heel Cutter is a powerful magic card. So is Jilt. Holy shit, Jilt's in this cube. I love me a Jilt. If we take Jilt, we'd be straight into Teamer, which is, in fact, a wedge that exists. This creature has Morph, but it's kind of bad. This creature was good. I think I want Jilt. Do love me a Jilt. Connive and Concoct? Wow, gain control of target creature with power 2 or less? That's any Morph. That's a clever card to be in this cube. Collective Defiance. Gigapede is large and has Shroud. Grinning Demon. That's a black card. I'm not ready for one of those. Talrand is busted. Yeah, I'm about the Talrand life. Talrand has seen vintage play, believe it or not. Like that's how reasonable that card is. Alright, your big creatures cost less. Alright, so this goes into the Teamer tribe. They're all about having 4 power creatures. This is a seriously powerful morph, but it costs a bajillion. Bear Companion I remember being good. It's 6 power for 5 mana. Electrolyze is a good card. Jeskai Charm. Various Charms. Darulancer. I think I want this Bear Companion. Alright, we're gonna need to find some fixing sooner than later. Mischievous Quainar. This one you can flip and flip and flip. Just go off with Secret Plans, draw your whole deck. Set Adrift. Decorated Champion. How many warriors do I have? That's a warrior. Wizard. Beast. Alright. So I assume warriors are a supported archetype in probably Abzan, and maybe also Teamer. Set Adrift's pretty good. Ruthless Ripper flips for no mana. I'm just gonna start taking fixing. Alright, there's another fixer. Unfortunately, this is an off-color fixer. Callous Dismissal seems pretty medium. Think twice. We can just go off with Talrand. I think getting our mana right is more important than a think twice. Bloodfell Caves. Alright, we Dragonauts. So we have this like Teamer slash morph plan here, and this could just become like Jeskai Prowess. Like, we're not off it yet. It's still early. We got time. We could take this We Dragonauts and just become a Jeskai Prowess deck and abandon some of this stuff. I don't actually even hate that. Oh, Scalding Tarn came back. So did Windscarred Crag. This card is red and has morph. Oh, that's awesome. I think I want Scalding Tarn. Who's in my pod? I'll take a look when I have more time to make decisions. Alright, Jeskai Elder. Dive down. Oh, Hypersonic Dragon is now a card I want if we're doing this Jeskai thing. Ride down his gas. Daru Lancer. Alright, this has Morph and it's a big white card. It's not as big as the Rock Slide guy, but it is good. Oh, I should update my information here. It says I'm drafting Modern Horizons, but I'm not. Modern Horizons wasn't firing, so we're straight into the Kahns cube. Ooh, Feeling of Dread is really powerful. It's also 2 spells, 2 prowess triggers, 2 drakes. Hashtag 2 drakes. Pros and cons. That is clever. Oh, we even got a blue card on the wheel. Last pick gift. That might even be playable. Alright, it should say the right thing now. Yeah, unfortunately, we had to abandon our first pick. Though, if I don't know how good the mana is in this cube. We might still be there. So, payoffs for spells include these. This is just a big creature. Ooh, Soulfire Grandmaster, Bedlam Reveler. Hot damn. That's a good one. Sage of the Inward Eye. Remember that card being unbeatable in the actual set. That's a huge mana sink. I'm hoping to be more aggressive than that. The Weapon Master. We have our on-color morph. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is Bedlam Reveler even good and limited? That might be a silly question, but I think it was real. Soulfire Grandmaster is largely unraceable if we get some burn spells. It's also a huge mana sink. It's also a 2-drop. Alright, I'm in on Grandmaster. Ooh, the Crane Strike. Bang! This is the overrun in our colors. We might wheel this because it is like full Jeskai mana. If we are the only Jeskai deck, we'll probably get it back. Right, that's a morph creature that gives first strike. This is a morph creature that gives protection. That's really strong. There's also Arid Mesa if we just want to keep working on our mana. This is a expensive 2/2. Repulse is very strong in just like most limited formats. Alright, I'm gonna take Repulse. Though I do kind of want that Arid Mesa. This might be an amateur mistake, but I'm taking it. Also gonna move these green cards to the sideboard for now. We know they're there. Ooh, Sirach. Suddenly there's a reason to splash green again. That is a serious monster. We also have War Leader's Helix. I think having a card this powerful in our colors is better than trying to stretch our mana right now. Brittle Form is strong, but it's no War Leader's Helix. Myth realized. That could go nuts, or it could just do nothing. I'm taking the Helix. Alright. That's a creature. Mastery can take over a long game, but I'm hoping to not play many of those. Ooh, another reason to splash green, but I'm hoping to be faster than that. Yeah. Alright, that's a 2-drop. Let's look at our curve now. This deck, I think, is going to have lots of sweet spells, but we're going to have to prioritize creatures that matter. Is Crackling Drake or Legion Warboss a better creature? Probably Warboss. If they can't answer it immediately, it just goes nuts. Alright, I think I'm taking Steam Vents, regardless of what else is going on in this pack. In Rally... Alright, so there's 11 cards in this pack. We'll get 3 of them back. Skin Thinner is not going to get back. That's a removal spell. We'll probably get back Wander. I'm going to take Steam Vents. But it might be... I would probably play Rally. I would play either of these blue cards. So maybe we'll get lucky on the wheel there. We got a chance. Alesha. Return target creature with power 2 or less. So that's white hybrid, so I can play Alesha if I want to. Brine Elemental. Woo. Deemworthy is just a good all removal spell. Skirt Commando. Don't think I want that. I think it's between Alesha and Deemworthy. Alesha is a creature that's hard to battle with because she has First Strike. And she can currently get back Jeskai Elder and Soulfire Grandmaster. Alright, I'll take Alesha. I don't know. Belangia, I have no idea if the Vesuvian Shapeshifter is in the set. Sonic Assault is a nice one. Oh, Seeker of the Way, I think, has to be the pick. Oh, here's another legendary prowess creature. See, is Seeker better on 2 better than Shun Yu on 3? Shun Yu is very good. But Seeker costs 2, which matters for Alesha. And we want to play from ahead as much as we can with this deck. So I'm going to take the 2-drop. Yeah, I didn't look at a card list before I fired this, so I have no idea if, like, part 2 of any possible combo exists. I'm really sad we had to abandon the Secret plans. Yeah, I also think Seeker is better. I believe this deals 1 damage every time we cast a spell. That's sick. When Sage dies, draw a card. Oh, we can just go off with Alesha, draw a card every turn. But I think Firebrand Archer is a better card. We should probably figure out what our base color is and what our splash color is. So I have a lot of red and white. I think I want Archer. Oh, we got our morph back. I considered taking this the first time we saw this pack. I'm glad it came back around. Weapon Surge. That's also powerful, but I think we want... Like, this is actually here on the curve because it's a morph. We got our Crane Strike back, too. Do we need something like this? I think... Yeah, this is our whammy. We can fill in our curve from here. Now that we have a Crane Strike, Shapeshifter is in the set. Alright. Good to know. If we wheel that Brine Elemental, I'll think about it. Alright, so now we just have to fill out our curve around... Alright. That's not a bad card. It fills in the curve. Alright, this is also here. Oh, we got our Spell Fist back. Alright. Echo Tracer. Oh, we got 3 playables back. Wow, this is an unsummon? Hell yeah. Oh, there's the Brine Elemental. It's in. We got it. And Sonic Assault. Alright, I'm feeling like Jeskai open, folks. I considered taking all of these cards the first time I saw them. Ooh. We have Monastery, Swift Spear, and Thermo Alchemist. Which of these actually does more damage over the course of a game? I think it's Thermo Alchemist. There's also Path to Exile, but I think we're good on removal. Yeah, this is also another 2-drop that can come back from Alesha if we go off. Quartzy Deceiver is cool, but I'm not going to take it over one of these great cards. You take Path here? That's probably reasonable. So, oh yeah, especially the way things have been wheeling, like we might get one of these back. This is not a creature. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drop creatures plus the Riddle form if we count that. All right, I'll hope to wheel the Alchemist. Yeah, I'm not sure how the cube functions compared to actual Kahns draft. Warden is strong, but it costs 5. Barrage is just a burn spell. I'm into that. Gonna reserve that. Ixidron, no. That's strong, but it doesn't attack. Linvala. I don't want games to go that long. Alright, I'm taking the burn spell. Ooh, Skargenhaltigite. That is a 4-power haste creature with flying. Bonkin. Winter Flame is very good, but we got Sonic Assault literal last pick, so I feel like we're gonna wheel this Winter Flame. Greater Elemental is real weird. There's also Force Away, but I think having a second dragon, like another just giant meatball to win the game once we get some early damage through. Horde Ambusher is very strong. Cast Out is obviously good removal. Sunhome Guildmage. That one is a huge mana sink in the late game. I think I'm just taking Guildmage. This is the mind control. Yeah, I'm gonna take Guildmage. Ooh, ride or die, bitches. Blood, water, entity. Alright, that's a very powerful card, but so is Mantis Rider. So is Reckless Charge. Wow, this pack is good for us. I think I just want Mantis Rider. Like, a lot of flying haste monsters. I have 2 flying haste monsters already. Yeah, Feet is also very good. Alright, I'm gonna take a chance on wheeling that one of those threats. Atarka World Render. I'm sure we're not playing that. Ooh, Tithe Taker. Wow, that's good in our deck. Trip Noose very good too. Nightbird's Clutch is very good. Entangler would be fine. Abbot of Carol Keep, very good. I think Tithe Taker is the best card here, though. Adamant Will. Master of the Veil. No. No. Bloodstained Mire can get Steam Vents and Sacred Foundry. I think I just want that. I definitely want to have to be able to cast my spells. Firemaw Kavu. That's big. It costs 6, though. Commit to Memory. I think I'm just taking Terramorphic Expanse. I'm not sure if it's going to make the deck. Alright, we wield our Swift Spear. Somebody took our Thermo Alchemist. That's alright. We'll take Swift Spear too. Hallowed Fountain. Yeah, Hallowed Fountain is the pick. Got another two. Oh, we got the Force Away back. Nice. We got a lot of spells. We're gonna have to make a lot of cuts in this deck. Could have a Stroke for the sideboard or Stirring Address. I like Stirring Address. Let's keep the pressure on. Yep. Wow, we wheeled all three of the cards we were thinking about. Jeskai is open, kids. I'm gonna take Haste over the rebuying a spell. The gamble paid off. I'm so excited to get into deck building. I'm gonna take the card that costs 3 instead of the one that costs 7. There's only 5 cards that we're for sure not playing. That's great. Alright, stack these up. Alright, we gotta cut 10 cards out of this deck. So let's... Oh, there are duplicates. Okay. Alright, so... Ride down... I'm gonna start by moving spells, separating spells from creatures. I like how this looks. Just this 2-drop slot, like 15 2-drops. You're gonna be bringing the hurt. This is the unsummon, right? Yeah. Oh, this creature has not flying. Despite flying in the art, this is a human wizard, not a bird of any kind. I thought this card had flying. I'm willing to cut that right away. Alright, then I'll move these over. Oh, Brine Elemental doesn't actually do anything. It was fun to take, fun to slam, but it's a 3-mana 2/2 in this deck with no other abilities. Alright, so now we gotta start cutting the worst cards. Callous Dismissal is worse at doing the same thing than several other cards that we have. Like Feeling of Dread, Force Away, and Jilt, all, and Ride Down even. If you want to get super abstract, these 4 cards all do the same thing. Alright, we Dragonauts is great. What is the worst 2-drop that we have? Probably Riddle Form. I don't know, the 3/3 flying is pretty strong. Oh, this goes down here. I'm not in love with Riddle Form. Swift Spear is also on the watch list. Like, if we ever have it turn 1, it's going to be insane, but it's pretty medium as the curve goes up. Definitely playing these Haste Dragons. Warboss is good with, because it has Mentor and we have tons of tricks. It's a good thing the way leagues work that deck build isn't timed anymore, because I'm gonna putter away at this. Alright, so burn. So things that can go face. Ride Down kind of goes face. Jilt only damages creatures. Maybe Stirring Address is the next worst one. So Jeskai Elder, 1/2 Prowess. Elusive Spellfist, 1/3 gets +1/+0. So this does not have prowess, it just hits. Oh, and can't be blocked. Wow. All right. I didn't read that one all the way through the first time we saw it. All right, that one hits hard. Never mind. It's in. All right, I think we have to thin out this 3-drop zone a bit. All right, I'm also off Swiss beer for now. I love Alesha. Just look at all these things we have to buy back. We Dragonauts is great. Warboss. Weapon Master costs 5 to morph. Alright, you're on watch. Talrand is definitely the slowest thing in the deck. Like, of all these cards, all 26 cards here, Talrand is the slowest one. But he also has a built-in backup plan. Like, I'm not sure if Feeling of Dread and Talrand go in the same deck. Because Feeling of Dread, you want to cast these things and then just dread them out. Talrand, you want to pivot to the late game with. Because this is a 4-mana 2/2 on the surface. Maybe I'll board it in if things get grindy. Alright, 2 more cuts. We're doing pretty good here. Repulse. I like Repulse because it cantrips. And Crane Technique is just... It's the most expensive card left in the deck, but it's also just gonna be good for 1,000,000 damage anytime it's cast. I don't think I'm want to cut any more of these spells. So there are 2 creatures in the deck. Or maybe I have way too many spells. What's the worst spell here? Chat, help me out. It's probably Force Away is the worst spell that's left in the deck. Flying Haste, flying optional haste, but probably haste. Daru Lancer flips up real cheap. Like, you morph it on 3, you flip it on 4, and it's huge. This is the hardest part of limited deck building. The 24th card when all your cards are great. I would be better at this if I cubed more. Like, I'm used to like trying to find a 23rd card, not trying to cut a 24th. So maybe it's just Warboss. Though having this many 2-drops to pressure their removal before you jam Warboss is really interesting friction. Maybe it is just Daru Lancer. So that leaves us with 13 creatures and 10 spells. Versus 14 and 9 if we cut a spell instead of Daru Lancer. Like, Lancer is the worst creature left. I'm pretty confident in that. Though, it's really important to have a creature on board, because things like Feeling of Dread, Sonic Assault, Ride Down don't actually do anything unless you're applying pressure. But our 2-drops are very good. I think it might just be Lancer. It's either Lancer or Crane Technique. So I guess the question is, do I think we're going to need a big finish? Or do I think if we have just curve out every game and have good spells, we're not going to need a big finish? Because these are kind of big finishes anyway. I have 2 Haste Dragons and a mini Haste Dragon. Alright, I think I'm going to lay down the Crane Technique. As sweet as it is, I'm going to show a little discipline. Now I have to figure out the mana base in this deck. So, blue-white. We have 3 white 2-drops, or 4 white 2-drops, 2 red ones, and 2 blue ones. White, white, white. We pretty much need an equal amount of all our colors here, so let's see how the best way to do that is. All right, Terramorphic Expanse is on watch, but we have two fetch lands. Steam Vents can get Hallowed Fountain. Oh wait, did that wrong. Yeah, we actually got all three Jeskai fetch lands. That's insane. So Scalding Tarn can get any combination of two colors. Bloodstained Mire can't get Fountain, but it can get Foundry or Steam Vents. And then Tranquil Cove is just a dual land. All right, what does Moto think we should do? Oh, we got these sweet basics for the cube. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4 red sources. Add 1 to each if we keep Terramorphic Expanse. I think we need Terramorphic Expanse. Though it is going to be awkward to have 2 comes into play tapped lands in our deck full of 2-drops. Like, I agree with Moto. Wow, those look weird when they're stacked up with the normal frames. So I think that I agree we want the most mountains. As there was 1 less red source among our dual lands than the other colors. Terramorphic Expanse gets what we need, but slowly. We could just cut it for another planes. I think I like that. Since we're such a tempo-oriented deck. Having 2 lands that come into play tapped, I'm not a fan of. So I think this is our deck. Or at least as we're going to present in game 1. Let's battle. This deck is really sweet. I hope it plays out as sweet as it looks on paper, because look at this curve, just like 2s, then some 3s, and then like some stuff up here. I also didn't look at the cube, like I've said multiple times, so I don't know what we have to play around. But we got a turn 3 Mantis Rider here. Turn 2 Guildmage, turn 3 Rider. Sounds like a snap cube to me. This is just modern humans. Nice. Yeah, if they don't get on the board right now, they're going to be in a world of pain. Hey, One Life, you don't want to do that. Because this Feeling of Dread's coming up too. Alright, blue, white, red. Yes, these lands do cast my rider. Bang. Beginning your 3rd turn at 15. Go. Gross. Though they are Mardu, there's a lot of removal in these colors. Oh man, we're gonna get to double spell too. This is awesome. So a Feeling of Dread, in for 5. Also cast Jeskai Elder. Alright, Scalding Tarn can get all my duels. Blue. Bloodstained Mire can get Sacred Foundry, so I'll use this one first. Just get the Foundry. This is insane. This is like straight up modern humans. Let's hope this morph isn't good. I don't really have a backup plan from here. Well, there's the elusive spell fist. We're gonna get the double spell again. I'm gonna play my land so I can pump with Sunhome Guild Mage if I want to. And I believe I want to, because that creates lethal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's exactly lethal. If they have nothing. Like I said, though, Mardu is the removal color. Alright, they had something. Destroy target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less. Whoops. Well, my opponent had a window there and chose not to take it. Unless they have another spell. Alright. That was great. Alright, so they have Silumgar Assassin, Cruel Sadist, and 38 cards we didn't see. So that was pretty brutal. Let's just do that 5 more times and 3-0 this league. Do I want Stirring Address? They are Mardu, so they showed me one effect that cares about the power of my creatures. They showed me red mana, which is burn, which cares about the toughness of my creatures. Is Stirring Address better than Ride Down, I guess? Sonic Assault is better than Stirring Address. Maybe we don't need Repulse in this matchup. We have a lot of bounce effects and ways to clear the way that don't cost 3. I'm gonna do that. There's the turn 5 Goldfish. Alright, this hand's a little slower. My opponent's got a chance. Perfect. Not punished by my comes into play tapped land. It arrived on a turn I wasn't going to play anything anyway. Alright, time to draw one of our 7/2 drops. If we can curve up into Wee Dragonauts and tax their removal, that's going to be so much better. Alright, this card has text if it raids, but it doesn't now. Okay. Deal. Alright, let's draw Mantis Rider. Alright, this path feels pretty good. Volangio was correct to tell me to take it. The only morph we saw last game was that Smother card. The Smother morph. We've drawn a lot of lands here, but Wee Dragonauts can still win a game by itself. So they attacked with their morph, but not with Skull Hunter, which means that their morph can tangle with Dragonauts, and it's not that they have a trick. If they had a trick, both of their things would have attacked. Swamp. Ah, lucky. Disowned Ancestor. Start small, but it can grow. Alesha, hello. All right, I'm not gonna path now because I guess I could path the morph right now. Ramping them to 6 mana is kind of scary, but knowing that they're morph, I guess I can path in response at any point if that is the skin thinner, or not the skin thinner, whatever that thing is called. The smother guy. I like seeing cards like this in their deck. That's going to slow them down significantly. Alright, so they paid life with Sacred Foundry. Oh, I'm getting castigated. I guess I better path this morph while I still can. You cannot respond to the creature getting turn faced up. You can respond to any triggered abilities that might happen. Like, turn a card face up does not use the stack. I guess I could also just, like, let them take the path. And maybe I just want Alesha more. Nah. I don't actually want to do that. Though, if they flip this up in response to kill my Dragonauts, I'm gonna be sad. Because at this point in the game, Alesha is mostly just a first strike creature. I have not drawn any of my considerable number of 2-drops to set her up. If there was even one 2-drop in my graveyard, I definitely would have just let Castigate resolve and hope that they take path. Alright, so Alesha's getting exiled. And this was Ponyback Brigade, so glad we're not facing 3 extra goblins. Alright, this Daru Lancer should just shut down their entire life next turn, though. It's the biggest creature that there is on the planet. Let's draw some sweet spells. Legion Warboss. Alright, Legion Warboss. If there was a time for you, it's right now. Maybe I leave back Dragonauts. They demonstrated that they're not interested in attacking their 2-1 into my 1-3 on previous turns. Yeah, this prowess is real good. This thing's too small. It's going to be small for a while. Oh, you also have Sun Home Guild Mage. Well played, opponent. That's such a good card. Oh, no attacks. Yeah, they didn't even want to... Oh, I guess they couldn't. They didn't have enough red mana to cast and activate this thing. Alright, that's pretty lucky for me. I'll take it. Come on, sweet spell. Not a sweet spell. Alright, so if I attack with Legion Warboss, I can mentor a Goblin or mentor Wee Dragonauts. I could also just not attack with my Warboss. I think I have to. I have to force a trade now before these things get crazy. Yeah, this actually forces 2 trades because I get to mentor my Goblin. Let's go. Hope I didn't make myself dead on board. Didn't do the math because I'm terrible. But they're gonna have to block some of these. And everything's a trade. This is free, but everything else is a trade. And I have 1 blocker coming back. Alright, let's turn this creature face up for its morph cost. Bang, large and in charge. All right, Spellfist, let's finish it off. It's also a 1-3. They've demonstrated their deck is not able to fight a 1-3. Maybe we'll draw one of our many and powerful non-creature spells. Because that'll set off Dragonauts and Spellfist, plus whatever the ability of the spell itself is. Which is funny how irrelevant that mostly is. Spell. Not a spell. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they had to take 2 so they can produce 2 blockers. I'm gonna get in... Or Lancer... I guess just my flyer, actually. Like, any spell there is lethal. Celestico, the way this works is that it also includes cards that improve or hearken to the days of the Kahns experience. Like, it's not literally only Kahns cards. It's just, like, Kahns had a morph theme, so these older morphs are in the deck. Kahns had a prowess theme, so, like, We Dragonauts is in the deck. So it just plays on the strengths of the various wedges throughout history while feeling like Kahns Draft. Which is pretty cool. Because Kahns Draft was great. Alright, so they're dead to a spell. A spell just deals 4 without even having any other text. We get +2/+0 and can't be blocked, and +1/+0 and can't be blocked. How about a spell? We play a lot of them. Any spell. Nope, no chance there. Alright. We Dragonauts keep going. They get 2 more soldiers this turn. Luckily, Daru Lancer is holding the fort really hard against this Sunhome Guild Mage. I'm not sure, Shadow Popo. Depends on how much fun we have in this draft. Like, I said earlier, I'm not in love with Legacy right now. And I don't own Modern cards. And Vintage is a nightmare. And I just streamed Pauper on Monday. So I might just, play some Limited today and just be different. I think I might just do like 2 drafts today and call that the stream. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they can make blue, red, or white, red 1, 2 times. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so they can pump their team +2/+0. No, Legacy is actually pretty cool right now. It's just that... Oh god, what does this do? Okay, nothing. Nothing this turn. Alright, they are still dead to any spell off the top. No, Legacy is actually pretty good right now. I just, Ren and 6 is really expensive on Magic Online. Fuck my entire life. Someday, a spell. Yeah, we might just die now. Yeah, so Legacy, I think Miracles is in a really bad spot, and that's the deck that I want to be playing. And Ren and 6 is a $100 bill, and most of the decks play 3 of them, which I'm not that dedicated to owning a Moto collection. Alright, what unbeatable spell did you draw? Hopefully it's just like some random creature that doesn't have any extra text. No, yeah, Ren is like 80 in paper, and it's like 100 on Moto. I got my paper set at like 30 when it first came out, and I bought 2 of them on Moto when it first came out at 30 because I was like, who's gonna play more than 2 of this? Turns out 3 is the number that I should have got, and that there are even decks that play 4. So it's not that I'm not in love with Legacy. I said the wrong thing. It's that I would prefer to play Miracles, but it's really in a bad spot right now. Like I think that it's a really good time to be a combo player in Legacy. Like just bring like Sneak and Show or Storm and just dumpster these Ren and Six grindy blue 4-color mess decks. But I don't have any of those decks built on Moto, not even close. Like I just have like all the core blue stuff, and I could probably build a some sort of prison deck within reasonable range, but I don't have like the monsters or the payoff. Like I have none of the actual cards for Sneak and Show. Popo, I think that Miracles is still what I would play in real life. Oh, they did the math. What do you do? Block you. Yeah, I think Miracles is still fine in real life. It's just on Moto right now. The Moto world moves a lot faster than the real world, and like cost prohibition and everything. All right, I'm just gonna F6 and hope their math is bad. Yeah, I don't think it is though. They have 4 unblocked creatures and they all have 3 power. All right, yep, we're dead. Remember that time we bricked on a spell for 4 draws in a row when they were just dead? Straw War Leader's Helix. Yeah, Stirring Address. LOL. Yeah, I would still play Miracles in real life. It's just the because in real life, Legacy moves more slowly, and people are going to play what they have. They're going to play the deck that they have reps with, etc. It's just on Magic Online. If you're in the leagues, if you're grinding the leagues, you have to stay competitive on a hour by hour basis. So the you're not going to just like run into that like Maverick player who like these are the cards I own. Like Magic Online is ahead of that. All right, well, was your 0 spells that game when 1 spell would have won the game. So let's just try to draw a little bit better that game in game 3. Nice. All right, yeah, this hand is super sweet. All right, so if I play Steam Vents tapped, I can have all of my colors available on 2 without taking any damage. Beat of Resistance could be clutch. This is exactly the kind of draw that could punish a 1 removal spell hand. So I'm going to go with Jeskai Elder because they played this card. That can block as a 2/2 next turn. Oh. I suppose the spell requires blue mana. X damage to target creature. Alright. So I can jam Legion War Boss and just suicide my token in and try to have a huge next turn. Or I could just attack and eat this thing with Feet of Resistance. I think that's bad, though. I've been playing too much Arena. I just tried to drag my card onto the stack. Right, I'm just going to attack with the Goblin. They're going to get to eat it, but they still lose 1 life. And next turn I can set up with whatever I want, basically. If I draw a 4th land, next turn is going to get crazy good. Like, if I can cast Firebrand Archer and then get an extra damage off my Feet of Resistance in combat, life's going to be good. Right, when that attacks, you get a creature. Alright, let's never let it attack. How about that? All right, we drew land number 4. Nice. All right, so now if I attack, they will certainly block with their things. I could hold up Helix, because I really don't want to play against this thing. Though I suspect they will block with it. I think holding up Helix is worth more than getting 1 extra damage off Firebrand Archer. Oh, sweet. I can mentor the Jeskai Elder. So gross. It's funny because the most famous member of Jeskai Elder's tribe is named Mentor. Alright, so I think I just Feat of Resistance here. Stu, you are not the most famous member of the Jeskai tribe. It's just not true. Alright, if I had thought about this a little more, I think we could have done better. I forgot. I should have mentored the Goblin actually to give them no good blocks. I just messed that up. I got so excited. All right, I'm gonna give you Pro Black. Elder's gonna hit for a gazillion. Always loot, never not loot. And now I'm going to play Spellfist, because that thing does more damage. And I can mentor it. Legion Warboss being a 3/3 permanently also ups my mentor chain. Alright. Yeah, they're going to get their creature into play here. No blocks. So this turn could be enormous and crushing. Oh my god. Like, I could do something super fucked up, like just War Leader's Helix their 4/4 that they just tapped out for. I think that's the plan. Skadoosh. Bang. I didn't play my land because I want to loot it with Elder. Attack with all creatures. I don't need to mentor this Goblin because it's already a trade. I'll just get my unblockable creature to be slightly larger. Alright, still holding my land. I could still loot next turn. This is kind of interesting that leaving this back is the same as attacking with it, except they don't deal 3 damage, because it leaves a blocker behind either way, so that's kind of sweet. This card is very good. A morph creature. What morph creature could punish me from this position? Hopefully let's just draw like an unsummon. It's like any spell to get this party started. Alright, attack opponent. Alright. They didn't want to. They changed their mind about the thing I said. You might be waiting a long time today, Gifts Ungiven. I think I'm just gonna play limited. It's not a thing I normally do, but I'm feeling it today. Alright, let's mentor up the goblins. Killed their pony back brigade. Unless they have a wrath of some kind, we should be good here. Oh no. Oh, ankle shanker. That is not what you want when you're on the back foot. LOL. Foot jokes. Ankles. Feet. Wow, this deck is sweet. Uh, where is it? How do I view my deck? All right, there's the deck. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick and refill my drink. I'll be right back. All right, let's battle. This deck feels pretty awesome. I know I keep saying that, but it keeps being true. Let's have another draw like our game one there. That was just straight up modern humans. That's 2-drop, 3-drop, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. The 3-drop being Mantis Rider. They made their 3rd land drop when they were at 15 life. And they didn't miss one. We got to cheese out with Feeling of Dread. It's been a minute since we've done that. Feeling of Dread was great in its home limited format. Let's line this up. My previous opponent thought they could pretend to be a Jeskai deck with Ojutai's Exemplars. I showed them who the war leader was. Burn it, gain, you're dead. Come on, opponent. Yeah, definitely I stick to drafting on Arena because the interface is so much better. So it is a kind of after playing Arena off stream for the last day and a half or so, getting my Core Set 2020 draft in, this whole interface feels just awful. And not that like Moto is particularly failing me, it's just like wait, I don't just get to click straight into another game? I can't just throw my cards onto the stack? So if anyone wants to talk about Legacy or Vintage or Modern or Constructed, I'm happy to do that. I'm just not going to play any of it today. I'm playing in Star City Columbus this weekend, 3 days from now. That is a Modern tournament. I will be casting Urza for sure. I love Urza. Oh, I'm playing against a Wizards of the Coast employee. The 51% decks of Legacy Vintage, you mean the decks with like no bad matchups? Miracles, 4-color control, Grixis control, those would all meet your needs. All right, so we have the opposite of what we had last time. Lands. I would put lands in a pretty bad spot right now. Oh god. They have the secret plans deck for sure. So I think lands is pretty bad right now because Karn the Great Creator brought back to basics, back to the forefront of Legacy. Because blue decks need back to basics to ever beat Karn the Great Creator deck, like the Cloud Post decks. So it's definitely a bad time to be a deck that loses to back to basics. And even the fairer blue decks that don't have all that, they do have Ren and 6, which if both players are able to waste each other out, that can be pretty rough. All right, so I could just repulse this. I think I like that. That pushes damage, pushes... It also is like kind of a strip mine. Because that thing taps for mana. Let's get it out of here. That gives me 3 damage too. Yeah, Van Wedge, we also won round 1. My deck is certainly pretty awesome. Our deck is like straight up modern humans, and it's awesome. Oh, they didn't have another land drop. That's really interesting. So I think it's funny because they need their land drop, so I don't want to path them. I could play Tithe Taker and Feeling of Dread, get in for another 1. I could also Sonic Assault this thing on their upkeep. I think I'd rather just jam Tithe Taker, though. Bloodstained Mire gets Sacred Foundry, and I'm gonna need double white for this line, so my white source is already in play, so I just have to play plains. Alright, let's see if they want to block. I'll put him to the test. Fearless. Alright, good job, opponent. Yes, I also have a lot of non-basics in my deck. That is a good strategy. My plan was to take all the morphed creatures and secret plans, but then like 5 picks in, I realized Jeskai was wide open and just have this insane deck instead. Alright, so just gotta hope that they don't cast 2 face down creatures this turn, because this can cast face down creatures with this mana, and they cost 1 less. Alright, there's 1. Don't do another one. I can end step Feeling of Dread, which is pretty cool, because now instead of having to main phase it... Ooh, I think I have to path this thing now. Alright, fine. I didn't want to do that, but that's okay, because now a Sonic Assault clears their only blocker, and I still have Feeling of Dread for later. Oh, they're missing a whole color even. Alright, so if I play Bloodstained Mire, I can Sonic Assault this and have feet up. I'm a fan. Take 1,000,000. And I can discard this Tranquil Cove next turn for the Jumpstart. And Firebrand Archer's been bananas. Sucks we couldn't get the Thermo Alchemist with it, but I think taking Path to Exile was the right call. It certainly came up already in this game. Gain control, huh? Let's not do that. Team vents. Yes. Beat. This counters it in so many different ways. Gives it protection and makes it too big. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are dead on board. Man, this deck's fun. Bang. Poor Dream Chisel. I guess it did do one thing. It did let them curve their morph into Savage Swipe and still have a blocker up, as far as they knew. Alright, so they showed us Connive, which makes me want a pump spell. And otherwise, they just showed blue cards, or Savage Swipe and Connive were the two cards we saw that mattered. So Repulse is kind of awkward because it resets their morphs. Like if they flip a morph, I have to bounce it, they got to do it again. But it's also really removing a thing, like if we're pressuring them the way we were that game, removing a thing and replacing a card is completely bananas. So not sure if I want Stirring Address. They showed me blue and green, so Ride Down's going to be great because their creatures are going to be bigger. Feeling of Dread's great, Feat's great. God, our deck is just so good. Maybe I'll just change nothing and run it back. I think that's a totally defensible plan. Yeah, let's go. This deck is a lot of fun. I might have to retire from this cube after running this deck because it's not going to get any better. I should screenshot this deck while we got it here. Alright, that'll be on Twitter later for people interested in talking about this cube, because it's pretty sweet. I'm going to mulligan this because it doesn't cast any spells. I'm going to keep this because it's great. Bottom this mountain. We even got the turn 1 Tranquil Cove, unpunished. I'm going to start with Jeskai Elder. Don't have the turn 2 hidden plans. Don't you do it. Morph's becoming 2/3s. Not even talking about how many cards that thing would draw, but Morph's becoming 2/3s instead of 2/2s would be pretty detrimental to my deck. Alright. Old. She's so old. She knows all about drawing cards. She's a badass old lady, though. She's still whipping that kunai around. Look how long her hair is. That can't be practical in a fight. Oh, they're going off. These are all the same cards we saw last game. Alright, so I'm gonna attack and hold up Jilt. Because if they block with the morph, I can bounce Carsey Deceiver and eat the morph. Which sounds pretty good. And if they don't block, I'll just loot. Smart. Oh, we have Ride Down now. That's awesome. We have so many lands. So I can play Legion War Boss post-combat now, which is not where it belongs. Or I could just not take 2 damage and get Tithe Taker in. But I can Jilt and Ride Down next turn if I play War Boss now. Just worried about Connive. Like, getting my War Boss just straight up connived. Ugh. Whatever, I'm going War Boss. I'm gonna make the mana efficient play, and if they have Connive, they're gonna have a Legion War Boss. I can just bounce it with Jilt. We're good. Yeah, I just gotta hope this isn't the mind control. Definitely not gonna block. Alright, we're good. Opponents. Abilities your opponents activate. I don't think Morph is an activated ability. I think it is a special action. Alright, so I can just bounce this, zap this right now. Bounce this creature, deal 2 to this creature. And hope this happens. Hope this isn't one of those free morphs you read about. Nice. It was not a free morph. We even get to mentor this guy up right away because Legion War Boss came into play last turn. Anok Survivalist was revealed. Oh, it's funny, you could have morphed that, it just doesn't do anything. My opponent is talking about how good Jilt is in the chat. I know, dude. I know. I cast it, didn't I? Ah, they had a swipe. That's alright. That's kind of a time walk. This Ride Down is going to be treacherous. You're just going to snap off the block on Jeskai Elder. Oh, they didn't. Okay, even better. So we're playing around a pump spell. You can't play around Ride Down, though. That's not really a thing. I'm going to dump the Tithe Taker here. Because this dragon is not playing around. Triangle of War. Ooh, okay. So they can... Oh, they... That's pretty... I've never seen that card in my life. That was pretty sweet, though. Cleared my Elder right out. So we're in the position where lands are good and spells are good. And a 3-drop's good because that lets us cast a spell and use all our mana. This gets them off the 3 mana they've been stuck on. Hooded Hydra is gone. So they're at 3, facing down 6 power, and they don't know about my 4 power haste creature. Oh, they found their 5th land too. Can they stabilize? Parting thoughts. Oh, that's pretty cool. They actually got a card off of Parting Thoughts. Alright, check that out. It didn't even matter if they could deal with our attacks. We can burn them out with Feeling of Dread. Just tap our own creatures twice. They're at 2. That was sweet. Alright, easy squeaky 2-0 so far. Let's get this W. Then we'll try to draft Modern Horizons. Since that's why I booted up Limited in the first place. This should be... this deck was a steamroller. I'm gonna tweet about how sweet it is right now. Take a while to find another 2-0 player. I've just won the fastest. Has anyone finished a league yet? Oh no, there is a trophy. I was hoping to be the trophy leader for just 1 second. Yeah, we're just straight up drafting constructed here. So let's look at the deck while we're waiting for an opponent to show up. Yeah, I was really lucky that we got all these perfect lands. And I don't know if everybody else just didn't prioritize them or if Jeskai was just so open that nobody even wanted the fixing. But that worked out really well. This deck would not function well on just basic lands from the land box. How messed up is Jilt, by the way? This card is a common. I was very young and did not draft this format very much, where Jilt was actually just a card in packs, but wow, is it good. One of the cool things about Cube is the great equalization of rarity. Like, Jilt is the same rarity as Path to Exile and Hypersonic Dragon right now, because it's Cube. So, like, you don't have to worry about, like, every opponent with Islands has Jilt, necessarily. And if these were actually pairing in pod, you would know that nobody has Jilt because you have it. But they do pair across league. So we don't necessarily know. Like, when you're drafting, you don't know that you're feeding your opponents or not. You're probably not, actually. Rheinverlin, most cubes are fully singleton. Some don't. Some bend the rules a little bit because of cards with, like, Ripple or like a Squadron Hawk or whatever that you need more than one of. Like, some just put 4 of them in the cube to be drafted. I know Eric Klug's Pro Tour cube, if you draft one of those cards, there's only 1 in the cube, but you get 2 extra copies before deck building starts. So there's a lot of workarounds. I've been told that this cube does have some duplicates. I assume that's to maintain the draftability of the archetypes. Like Kahns, actual Kahns Limited was pretty dependent on a lot of like key player commons that made the archetypes function. So I haven't actually looked at the list for this cube, but I've been told that there are some repeats. It is generally singleton though. All right, we're playing for the trophy. We're going to be tied for trophy leader if we can do this. Right, Bloodstained Mire can get Sacred Foundry. So we can get red mana. Can also get Steam Vents. If we think double blue is more important than double white. I don't. Ryan Verlin, my experience is that unless you have a core group of a lot of friends who love cubing, you don't actually want to own a cube or make a cube. As it's a lot of maintenance. Like every time a new set comes out, you have to rebalance all the numbers because like building a cube, unless you're just like copying someone else's cube, which you probably should, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel, but you have to like get the same number of cards in every color, and they have to also balance out the power level within those colors. And like every time a new set comes out, it's like, wow, this green card is definitely good enough for the cube. And then you have to cut a different green card to make room for that one, but you have to do it in a way that doesn't unbalance all the colors. Like cube design is its own art form, and the people who cube, like cubers, like Adam Staborski and Eric Klug and like the big cubers, that's what they do. $100 popper cube's pretty cool. I went to college with Adam Staborski actually, and I've played his Pauper Cube, and it is not $100. It is very, very, very expensive and awesome. Everything is foil that can be. The things that can't be foil are altered. Most of them by Eric Klug because they are personal friends. And his cube lands are like his land box for his Pauper Cube are foil unhinged lands. He just has hundreds of them. It's the pimpest Pauper Cube that there could possibly be. I'm gonna repulse this thing and hope that on the repulse draw, the Jeskai loot, and on the my draw step produces a second red source. If we can light repeating barrage this Alesha on the way back down, we're gonna be doing all right. Grandmaster, Tithe Taker. I have both my Haste Dragons in hand, so I'm gonna dump this one because I think the other one is actually just better. And I'm gonna hope that we draw a red source here. All right, that can't block. That's kind of like a red source. Though I think I want to take a turn to invest in Wee Dragonauts. Though if I Sonic Assault, that is another look at a land drop. And I might be able to double spell next turn. Though if I play Wee Dragonauts, we're attacking for a lot next turn. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Investing in the future at the expense of the now. What is this? Target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh. Or another worry. Okay, I was like, why is this a 4-drop? Because it does other stuff too, is the answer. Alright, so I can Sonic Assault this, attack for 3, 4, 5. So they'll be taking 7, 8, 9 this turn. And I'll get to draw. Or I could just cast 2 2-drops. Oh, giving Sonic Assault lifelink is pretty messed up. And Tithe Taker is a nice speed bump. Alright, so I am going to take this turn to jam more 2-drops. We Dragonauts is going to connect, though. That's what it's for. Yeah, getting Sonic Assault lifelink to start cushioning up this board state. It's pretty nice. Oh no, it's been burnt away. Never mind. RIP, buddy. Oh, it is sweet, though, that they couldn't do it on my turn because of Tithe Taker. They had to main phase that instant. So I can block here. I get a 1-1 because of Afterlife. Yeah, that sounds like it's worth doing. Alright, now I don't even have to Sonic Assault. They left a path for Legion War Boss to arrive. So I'm going to attack with... I think I want to leave my Spirit back to absorb another hit from this 4-power creature. Not having double red at any point this game has been a huge punisher. Alright, so... I could discard Skarg and Hellkite. Oh, that lets me Sonic Assault on their turn before combat. And then I can Repeating Barrage them upstairs. Yeah, Repeating Barrage actually just does more damage than... Oh, did I play land already? Shit. Alright. Fuck my life. Alright, so next turn I can Sonic Assault with Jumpstart, clear out 2 blockers, deal 4 to them, trigger my prowess creatures twice. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They would have to deal 5 to me. I don't know if there's a Lava Axe in the cube, but I'm not going to play around it. I guess they would only have to deal 4 because I'm counting on a fetch land here. Alright, just some blocker I don't care about. Alright. We should be able to do this. Alright, don't even have to crack the Scalding Tarn. Alright, so I'm going to Sonic Assault you. Yeah, that does more damage than Repeating Barrage. Because I can do this twice, Barrage only once. You can tap a creature that's already tapped in the rules of Magic. That's just a thing you can do. Dead Zoes. And Sonic Assault is so sick in a prowess deck. Holy shit. Alright, so they were kind of aggressive too. Just like Rakdos Warriors. Is it time for Talrand is the question. Are we ever going to get to play Talrand? If there was a time for Talrand, it's probably now. Though, it's possible we just don't want Talrand. Sad times. Poor Talrand. I think I want Stirring Address against this deck, though. What's the cut? Ride Down does the same thing. Jilt's unbeatable. Oh, maybe I just don't care. Same deck, run it. Deck's great. Alright, we don't have white mana. And we have 3 white cards. I'm gonna mulligan. I don't want to lose just because I can't cast spells. Alright. I'd rather lose because I mulliganed. Alright, I'm gonna bottom 2 cards here. One of the lands and the Sonic Assault. There are multiple shuffle effects in my deck, which is worth noting because a lot of the time in Limited, when you bottom cards off a mulligan, they're just gone for the game. Unless you draw 38 cards that game or 39 cards, you're just not going to see that card. So having shuffle effects in your Limited deck is something you have to consider when you're shipping cards to the bottom on a mulligan. Like, do I ever want to draw this card or not? Well, the old turn 1 Faithless Looting in Limited. Alright. Some aggressive card disadvantage. Let's see if they can abuse their graveyard. That's going to be the difference. Nope, they just discarded 2 perfectly playable cards. Alright, I'm going to play Tithe Taker because I'm a lot happier chumping with that than Soulfire Grandmaster. Like, the Grandmaster can take over a late game. But if you buy back even 1 spell with it... Ah, oh, jeez. Alesha. God, that's so good. Now this just got a whole lot worse. If I block, they just get it right back. If I draw removal for Alesha, though... Alright, nope. I'm just gonna take my 2. We might have to play a long-term plan here, try to get this Daru Lancer into the mix. I'm hoping to just... It's weird that they played Alesha pre-combat, though. I would have snapped off a block and they would have got me real good. Alright, Feat of Resistance. That's what we were looking for. So now I can block, give myself pro-red, eat their Alesha. I get blown out by any removal spell, but what are you going to do? There is an article about this draft format somewhere. Let me get the link for you when I'm not navigating combat. Pump your squad. All right, don't have anything. Nothing, please. Don't do anything. Blowout. The information... If you Google Kahns Cube draft, or Kahns Cube, it will come up. There's an article about it. It is basically cards that feel like they're in Khans of Tarkir, even if they're not. Oh, playing Ash Barons. That means they have a 5-drop. Flame Rush Rider. Oh my god. Alright, their deck's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to absorb some damage. Yeah, so far the format has been really cool, which is unsurprising because Khans draft is really cool in general. Like the actual format as it existed was great. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm dead. Yeah, I am just dead to this situation. Like, I could survive a turn in theory, but I'd rather just not show them these more cards in my hand. Alright, so I definitely don't want Tall Rand. I'm glad we didn't board that one in. But I might want Force Away. Are we ever gonna have time for Hypersonic Dragon? It busts open a race, but we have to be in the race for it to matter. Force Away might just be better than this. Hellkite is the better dragon between these two, so I'm gonna leave that one in. Alright, let's battle. This is it for that trophy leader spot. Alright, this hand is only white, but I have plays, so I'm gonna keep it. Last game we were on a multi 5. That was no fun. It's gotta hit some land drops and we'll be alright. If you attacked with a creature this turn. Alright, so that can return itself. That's a perfect card to exile, but I'm not going to path a creature on turn 1 and just ramp them straight to 3. Right, so what I really want to draw is a red source. Red source dealer. Not what I wanted. I'm not going to attack. I might have to path my own token this turn just to play this game. If I block their champion, then they have to spend their mana for the turn regrowing it. Yeah, this is not what I want to be doing, but it's the world we live in. Alright, that's coming back. Hope they don't have some other weight removal spell. Alright, War Leader is Helix. It's probably one of the swingiest cards possible in this matchup, because we're just doing a lot of racing. And it swings the race in both directions. And by that I mean it gets you out of range and gets them in range, not that we both somehow pull ahead in the race. Alright, don't kill Warboss. Don't kill Warboss. Don't kill Warboss. Play a creature that dies to this. Or a creature that dies to this, either way. Risk factor. Yes, I'll take 4. I'll make that up. I don't want them drawing 3 cards, especially when they're clearly on the ropes against this Warboss. Nice. Alright. Alright, we got plays to make now. So if we take 6 this turn, like if they burn away. Alright. He's burnt away. He's done more than his job. He put 3 more power into play. Not mad about that one. Ooh, we have blue mana now. Our opponent is surely in trouble. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can't kill this turn. 5, 9. I can cast Weed Dragonauts this turn and still pump my team. Yeah, basic island. Oh, I can't pump my team. Nope, they both take red. Never mind. I'll just get in for my 5, cast Weed Dragonauts, and unless they can cobble together 9 damage this turn, We should be able to Helix them out next turn. Oh god, they have something that costs 6. What horrible beast is about to happen to me? Boundary Champion. Number of creatures that you control to any target. Okay, I don't care about that. It dies to Helix. It doesn't gain life. Doesn't block particularly well, because I can ride it down. If I draw a red source, I can ride down and Helix this turn for a million zillion damage. Alright, so Helix this, that's 4, 5, 6. I think ride down is just better. Wait, no, if I just Helix their face, they die. Yeah, alright. Figured it out. So they go to 4, then they take 3 and 1. Does Blood-Soaked Champion can't block. This does not have lifelink. Deadzos. Trophy. Our amazing deck managed to string together 3 wins. I'm also gonna screenshot this trophy leader. That'll never happen again in a limited format. Alright, let's get this Horizons draft in the books. Yeah, that was pretty great. Alright, that's the trick to being a trophy leader, is to be the first one on after the downtime and join the first queue, and then win it. Jimmy Mangoes, what's up? That is my teammate from Star City, Pittsburgh, where we got 2nd place. Jimmy Mangus. That was his 3rd modern top 8 at a Star City Open. He's a modern master, as it were. Hopefully, we both get another one this weekend. I'm trying to draft. The Horizons leagues are firing slowly, but we did just easily 3-0 a Kahns cube. That format's pretty nice, by the way. That we only cast Jilt once, but it instantly won the game, as you might expect. Yep, current limited format trophy leader, Bosch and Roll. Right there, on the top. Let's just hope this Horizons draft fires. Oh, we can close this window. Yeah, I think the Kahns cube is going to distract everyone from these Horizons drafts. But I have this... I'm in this league, and it's free. Because I have the requisite number of tokens to draft for free. Is Modern Horizons the Pro Tour draft format? Is that real? If that's true, I did not hear that, and I'm very surprised by it. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's insane. That's a great draft format. I'm glad it will be featured on the Pro Tour. Also, what's really awesome, and pro tip for anyone attending Star City Columbus this weekend, this event has open deck lists, which should be available Friday morning, which, if you're a degenerate, is Thursday night in America. So we can see all of the Pro Tour deck lists here in America before we show up to play Modern in Columbus this weekend. So if you're willing to build a deck on the final day, There's an edge to be gained. All right. This is not firing quick enough. I gotta keep things moving. Let's just Kahns draft again. Oh, look at that. Straight into the queue. All right. What do we got this time? Breeding Pool. Rattleclaw Mystic, nice. Burning Catacombs. Icy Blast. Ooh, Wagtusk. Moment of Craving. Tap X creatures. If you're ferocious, they don't untap. Leering Emblem. Wow, that's like a insane prowess card. I've never even seen this card. I drafted a lot of Eventide. Weird. Survivalist destroys an artifact or enchantment. I think I'm just taking a land here, a mana fixer of some kind. I'm gonna take Breeding Pool because I like what both green and blue are doing. I like Teamer. Teamer is my favorite Khans of Tarkir wedge. Just in Magic in general. Not necessarily a commentary on the draft format in any way. Roast is a powerful card. Gurmag Downer is not a great card. Teamer Charm has a lot of cool text. Ankle Shanker will win any game where you're ahead immediately. Eye Sentinel's very good. I think I'm just taking Steam Vents. Like, one of the secrets to Cube, if you're not familiar, is to have a mana base that can't get messed with. Like, have a strong mana base and then figure it out from there. Oh, here's a Teamer payoff. Wow, Intet. That's sick. Ojutai Master. Instant sorceries and dragons can't be countered. Whoa, that's a sweet card. I did not draft. Oh, this is not from the draft format. This is from some. It's got to be from like Battle Bond or something because it's got a treasure chest. It was only released in special sets on Moto. Is this card better than War Leader's Helix though, or better than Intet? I'm gonna reserve this because it's really cool. Though I could just take Temple of Triumph or Shivan Reef. Though I think War Leader's Helix is better than all of these cards. Fuck it. I'm gonna take the fun card. I probably would have taken Helix if like this was the Pro Tour, but I'm gonna try the sweet Ojutai Master. Ooh, 1,000 wins is messed up. It does cost 7 to flip though. Bounces all other tapped creatures. Wow, Willbender, one of my favorites. I think I have to take Willbender just on principle. It goes into Teamer or Jeskai, and it's awesome. Alright, Blood Crypt, that's a mana fixer. Though that would give us like everything but white. Firemane Avenger's a hell of a card. Hidden Dragon Slayer. It's a removal spell. First Blade, nah. Wild Hunger's good, but I'm off it. I think I want Firemane Avenger. What a weird card. Alright, yeah, Firemane Avenger. Alright, looks like we're tilting Jeskai again. That might just be my style. I don't know. Okay, we got Sweet 4-drop to Sweet Morph. We could still be Teamer with a red splash. Or a white splash, I guess. Or we could be Jeskai with a green splash, or it could just be Jeskai. It's also really early. If like insane black cards start coming in, we could just be like mono black still. Nothing is off the table. Burning Oil kills attacking or blocking creatures. Response kills attacking or blocking creatures. Resurgence gives you a second combat phase. That's insane. Flamewick Phoenix, gift that keeps on giving. Collective Defiance kills a creature for 3 mana. Alright, so it's Phoenix or Resurgence. I think I like Phoenix. Does I have this creature that cares about Battalion? Oh, there's Hallowed Fountain. Almost certainly taking that. Yep, none of these other cards are going to take me off good mana. Firebrand Archer, there's Temple of Enlightenment, that's also good mana. Jeskai Charm, 4 damage to an opponent, +1/+1 lifelink for your team. Or, this is one of the better charms. Feat of Resistance, great. Firebrand Archer, also great. Alright, I think I'm going to take a card over this Temple this time. Feat is good, Archer is good. I'm going to take the Archer. It's really important to be on board and play for my head with these decks. Darrow Lancer is good. Filigree Familiar is always going to be good, though. Nightbird's Clutches, also powerful. Alright, I'm taking Wagtusk. It's a creature. Remorseful Cleric has flying. This also has flying, but it costs 5. It doesn't do anything the turn we play it. Yep, I'm taking the 2-drop. Wow. Never punished. Intat was still in the pack too, but pretty happy to get that Helix back. Oh, there are multiples of all these cards. Wow. I'm going to take the Archer again. All right. Good to know. First Blade. Yeah, that's the one. And if this deck keeps going the way it's going, we might not even play blue. Like, this could just be aggro Boros, just return to Ravnica draft. All of these return to Ravnica playables. I'm so I guess I didn't notice that Firebrand Archer was in 2 packs the first way through. I must have thought we were already on the wheel. That's awesome, though. And I took it over Jeskai Charm twice. It's weird that they were both in the same pack. I'll take Burning Oil, even though I don't think it's very good in this deck. Though it is, like, perfectly on color. Just clearing out blockers. Wow, Rally the Peasants. I think Boros is open, team. I'm putting Burning Oil over here because it's not proactive enough to be what I want to be doing. But I do want to know that it's there. Wingmate Rock, hello. Mardu Horde Chief. That's just like a Wingmate Rock, but smaller. Kiln Fiend. Heel Cutter. Skirk Marauder's very good. Honor Crop Captain's also very good. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in this pack we'd be happy to wheel. Or 6 cards we'd be happy to take. So I'm going to take the Wingmate Rock now, because I think that's the flashiest one that someone else is likely to take. And I want this or this back. These are my two. The Honor Crop Captain or the Heel Cutter. Heel Cutter is my favorite card that I hope to get back, but I'm going to take Wingmate Rock for now. But yeah, there's 5 cards we're happy to wheel in that pack. Yes, formats where Wingmate Rock is powerful are good formats in general. And I'm going to tuck these blue cards over here for now and give them more consideration later. Skargan Hellkite is a big monster, but Tithe Taker is powerful and it fills up our curve. We're probably not going to wheel this, but I think we can beat it if we play against it. What would we be happy to wheel? Windswept Heath, Repulse, Hellkite, Ghostfire Blade. Yeah, I'm going to take Tithe Taker. Stasis Snare. That's our first removal spell to speak of. Or no, we have Helix, but that's it. Stirring Address is good, but I'm taking Stasis Snare. Also tucking these blue cards over here for now. Don't know if we're going to want those. We are going to need spells for these Firebrand Archers, though. Currently I have 2, 3. Oh dear. Here's this card. This Bird Wizard. Hashtag Bird Wizard. We also have a Blistering Firecat. We can just get in for 7. We can make a 2/2 double strike. Also the powerful, ever powerful Trip Noose. Alright, I think we need Kylar. The blue cards are back in. We have all these Jeskai Wizards. Powerful Jeskai Wizards from non-con sets. Once again, I'm going for the most exciting deck more than the best deck right now compared to what I would do in other situations than being on stream. Alright. Now we need more fixers. I want that Chart, of course, but I'd rather have a dual land. I hope we get to blow people out with Willbender. Just one blowout with Willbender would make me pretty happy over the course of the draft. I hope we don't have to play Rally the Peasants. I'm not really excited about that. Abbot of Carol Keep. Fuck yeah. Oh, another Jeskai legend. Maybe we'll wheel that. I'm taking Abbot for sure. It's a 2-drop. It can be card advantage. Don't really want to play Rally, but maybe it's great. Maybe it's terrible. I'll put it over here for now. What do you do? Can't attack or block unless you pay 2. That's terrible. I don't want that. Oh, Cloud Form. Double blue is a lot to ask of this deck, though. Core Sanctifier is solid on stats and then has some extra text. Yeah, I don't think double blue is where I want to be, so I'm going to take Sanctifiers. Oh, Storm Chaser Mage. And the full 3-color dual land, or tri-land. Oh, and Thermo Alchemist. Wow, this pack's good. I'm not taking Storm Chaser Mage. It's either the dual land or the Alchemist. I think I want Alchemist. Sorry, Mystic Monastery. I do like you. We gotta get our burn on. Alright, we got our Heel Cutter back. Jamming that right in the deck. We got our Hellkite back too, wow. Boros is open. Crackling Drake, Firemaw Kavu, Stirring Address. We need some spells. Rage Form. Trip Noose, Blistering Firecat. Oh no. Oh no. Firecat, let's go. Bedlam Reveler, I don't think is remotely castable, so I'm going to take the Warden, though it's probably not going to make the deck. Firecat. Again, Firecat was more fun than necessarily correct, but I hope we get to Willbend someone to death and Firecat them to death. Yeah, I had a feeling this would wheel. Not sure if we even want it, but pretty confident it would wheel. All right, I'm gonna tuck Firecat over here so we know about it. Not sure if we actually want it though. We are super skinny on non-creature spells right now. We're gonna have to prioritize those in pack 3. So we could rally if we need a spell. And Willbender's starting to look bad here. Alright, Connive is good. Legion Warboss, our best friend. Feeling of Dread, okay. So, do we think we can wheel Feeling of Dread? Or do we just slam it now? I don't want to be greedy. I'm just going to take it now. It's 2 spells. It's 2 very good spells for our deck. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I doubt we'll see Warboss again, but I would take the Bloodwater Entity or the Fumarole. Or right into being Tranquil Quote. Yeah, there's a lot of good spell cards in that pack for us. Yeah, Windmate Rock is not an expensive Magic card. Not anymore. Mostly it's not worth anything because it's not in Standard anymore. It was a premier Standard Mythic for a while, but that's how cards like Wingmate Rock, where they're very powerful in Standard level stats, but they're not even close to good enough for Modern. They just become worthless when they rotate out. Alright, that's a spell. Slaughter the Strong. Huh, that could be insane. Though I hope games don't go that long. Erratic Cyclops would be good if we had any spells. Izzet Charm is also a spell. Yeah, usually 4 mana is the line where a card becomes... It has to win the game on the spot if you play it in Eternal formats. And Izzet Charm would be good if... I mean, we only have 3 blue sources. But I think Izzet Charm is the best card for us in this pack. Like, Warflare we don't need because we already have Rally the Peasants, which is just a better version of the same card. Alright, here we go. Now we got some cards. Twin Bolt and Risk Factor. Harm's Way is fine too, but we're not going to take that over Risk Factor or Twin Bolt. Twin Bolt is a safer card. Risk Factor is a bigger card. Alright, I'm taking Risk Factor. I'm taking a risk. Yes, Elite Scale Guard, Mythic Uncommon. Alright, Ride Down, great spell. Deem Worthy. We're going to cycle that more than cast it, so it barely counts as a spell. I'm taking Ride Down. This deck is trying to be hyper aggressive, so Ride Down is exactly what we want. Holy cannolis, Brimstone Volley. Have you ever dealt 5 to your opponent for 3 mana at instant speed? Because we're going to do that right now. Alright, we're filling out our spells pretty good here. Prophetic Bolt. Oh my god. Deal 4 plus Impulse. We're definitely gonna take Prophetic Bolt. It's the top of our curve, but oh boy is it worth it. Imagine giving it Rebound with Tygam. Yeah, this is a pretty different deck than the one we drafted last draft, but it's still very good. 2 damage to any target. Oh, with extra utility later, or another 2-drop. Alright, I think we have enough spells that we just want 2-drops now. Gotta play from ahead. Oh no, Exalted Angel. We gotta take Exalted Angel. That card's great. Yeah. Exalted Angel right in the pile. Alright, we got back Broodwater, Entity, Triangle of War, or Tranquil Cove. I'm taking the Cove because blue is our splash color. I don't want I want to play as few islands as possible. So having 4 blue duels lets me ignore that. I also think Willbender's not going to make the deck. Sorry, buddy. Like we have 5 blue spells. 2 of them are 4-drops, one's a 5-drop, or 2 of them are 5-drops, and Is It Charm, you don't need to cast on curb, so I don't want to need blue and not have it ever. So we have 4 blue duels for 5 blue cards right now. An island will probably end up in this deck if we don't get another dual land. Oh yeah, Feeling of Dread on the flashback, also blue. War Flare, I really don't want that. Erratic Cyclops might have just got a lot better now that we're full of spells. Hypersonic Dragon, and they just... Oh, this card's fucked up. But this card's a 2-drop. Alright, I'm gonna take the 2-drop over the significantly more powerful other cards otherwise, because we're good on 5s. Yeah, Elite Scale Guard, if it sticks, you can never lose, but gotta play from ahead with this deck. Wow, as good as these blue cards are, we have a pretty solid Boros deck without them. Ride or die. Oh, you're tied on the leaderboard. Good job, Van Wedge. Is Set Adrift or Anak Bonkin a better card here? I'll take the 2-drop. Jeskai Ascendancy, can we do it? Double Strike. I'm not taking Ascendancy. I'll take this Elemental thing in case we end up Boros. Yeah, the cool thing about Cube is how many playables you end up with, because by definition of their inclusion in the cube, every card should be playable. Like there should not be just filler cards in cube packs. So you end up with so many playables. And I'm going to take Gnarlwood Dryad because I don't want to lose to it. So Adrian Sullivan beat me. Oh my god. Last pick Geist Blast. Yes, please. Adrian Sullivan beat me in the invitational that I won in the standard portion because he had Gnarlwood Dryad in his deck. Like, it just bricked my 11-11 or 10-10 Metalwork Colossuses. It was too good. I could not get through this. Standard All-Star Gnarlwood Dryad. Alright, here's the deck. My bladder's exploding from the excitement of that draft. I'll be right back and we'll build this thing. Alright, let's build this deck. We have a small, mostly free blue splash. Question is, do we want to use it? So, ride down. Is it charm? Separating these spells from the creatures right now. Dr. Geist Blast. Geist Blast is a sweet one. Some volley, stasis snare. I'm sure I'm not playing Rally the Peasants at this point. We have so many good spells. Prophetic Bolt. Really excited to see that one. That's a monster from a bygone age. Alright, we ended up with a lot of 2-drops. What are the worst ones? Bondkin is probably pretty bad. Seeker, Archers, and Alchemist are the best ones. See you, Ryan Verlin. Thanks for hanging out. This card might be bad. It seems like the worst of our 5-drops. It's actually a 3-drop. We have this cat if we want to get super aggressive out of the sideboard. So Wingmate Rock might actually just get the cut here. Because we have the Hellkite, which I think is better. I love that this dragon has an elephant skull lashed to its head. What a scary monster. The Gruul are nuts. Right, when you cast a non-creature spell, you get a spirit token. That seems really good. Right, Core Sanctifiers barely has text. We might not need Filigree Familiar. With all these 2s, our 3s can be a little lighter. And I'm thinking Is It Charm might actually just suck. Compared to the quality of the rest of these, plus it's on the splash color, I'm off it. Oh, Helix belongs down here. Heel Cutter will dash most of the time. Cyclops... I think Cyclops is cuter than it is good. Nefcrop Entangler can probably take a break. Remorseful Cleric has flying. Seeker gets bigger and has lifelink. Tithe Taker replaces itself. Yeah, the rest of these generate advantage in addition to their stats. Entangler is just a 2-1 that can be a 3-3. I gotta cut 2 more cards out of this deck. What I think the right answer is here is to cut some of these legends, like these 2, just make the deck Boros. Maybe I just have to do that. Even though they're super sweet. So if I cut these 2, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14 creatures, 9 spells, and I still get Prophetic Bolt and the back end of Feeling of Dread on the splash if I want them. Huh. I think that might just be the right way to build this. It's a lot less fun. Tygam has to attack to do anything. Kylar is a 3-3 flyer. That's a sizable body. Kaikar, sorry, Kaikar. They're both sizable creatures for their cost. And giving any spell in my deck rebound would be so fucked up. I guess, what do I want to rebound with? Like this, 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 this. Really, Ride Down is the only one that doesn't rebound for insane value. Maybe Tygam is worse, though. He is just a ground pounder. Kaikar at least flies and makes more flyers. All right, we got one more cut. Flamewake Phoenix has haste. That's really good. Maybe it's Wingmate Rock. Sorry, Rock. You are too slow in this. We're built to smash. Alright, so there are not going to be any islands in this deck. We only have two blue cards and one where we need blue to flashback. So that's pretty close to free. Alright, Magic Online wants to give us an island. I'm not buying it. We need red more than we need white. Or the red is hungrier anyway. Yes, and they are split evenly among the dual lands. Oh, we also have Geist Blast for the flashback ability. Alright, so we have two cards that flashback for blue, and two cards that need blue to cast. Alright, let's battle. Just Jeskai aggro again. Didn't do it on purpose, but I'm not upset about this life. If we win this one quick, we could be the actual trophy leader. Alright, so this is a mulligan. Doesn't cast any spells. This is a keep. Bottom the Hellkite. I don't think this deck has any shuffle effects, so that Hellkite is just gone for the game. If we find red, this hand just goes off. But having turn 2 Seeker, we have 2 more draw steps to worry about that. Uh-oh, there's Kaikar. Alright, we need a land, preferably a red one. Easy game. I'm not casting Abbott this turn because if it flips a land next turn, that gives us another look at a land drop, but we've already made one for this turn. And I can Stasis Snare in the end step if I want to clear something out. So we got plays. Night of Autumn. Alright, so this is going to be a big Night of Autumn. Maybe big mode, I assume. Yeah. I think I'd rather ride this down than snare it. They're not going to be ready for that. Alright, this might cost me my land drop, but it's also possible they just don't block. Because this is a pretty psychotic attack if I don't have anything. Yeah. They must be from Pittsburgh. We always block. Do wish we had a land drop, but that's fine. Alright, they missed. They didn't cast any spells. I'm going to attack before I do anything else, because if they have like a flash threat, I could Stasis Snare it. Alright, Abbott, find me a land. Bummer. Alright. Well, it's kind of win-win with Abbott there, because if it doesn't hit a land, then we weren't going to draw a land next turn anyway. And a land is obviously the best possible, but what are you going to do? We are lined up with this Feeling of Dread over the next 2 turns, though. Like, if they try to play just some, like, big dumb green idiots, we're going to steamroll them. And if we draw a land, we get to Firebrand Archer first. Alright, yep. Histrodon. Big dumb green idiot confirmed. Alright, so I can Stasis Snare this, clear it out, and get in for 6. Who needs any lands? I'm snaring this instead of dreading it, because if they attack with that thing and start drawing cards, that could get annoying. If that was just like a 3-4 with no abilities, I would have not done that. Oh, Utter End. Okay. They get their thing back. Oh. Punished. Alright. I got a feeling. How dumb is Feeling of Dread, by the way? Holy shit. Alright, so they can draw a card now. I'm at 30, they're at 2. Hopefully my burn deck can figure this out. Like, even if they attack and, like, Wrath of God, I have a 4-power haste creature at the ready. Yeah, the attack's free because they know I have Feeling of Dread, unless they can put several more creatures into play. Got Kaikar to reload, though I can't imagine reloading being necessary. Yeah, Feeling of Dread is unbeatable. Sign me up. Alright, so they're a big, chonky Abzan deck. I think we do want Wingmate Rock in here. And I can cut probably Tithe Taker. Because Abzan traditionally struggles with flying creatures. So I'm just going to go a little bigger up the curve here. Get a flyer in the deck. 2-for-1s against Abzan are great. 2-for-1s are always great, but they especially don't like them. I think Feeling of Dread is actually more powerful than Sleep as a Magic card. Just in the dark. Though, they're close, probably. Sleep is also very good. It would be right in my deck. Alright, they mulliganed once, and they scryed to the top. Yeah, I'm looking for some non-red lands here. If we find a plains, we're Gucci. Oh no, a spell. You're a green deck, you don't get spells. Oh, you have Tithe Taker too. Alright. Right on time. Alright, so if they bash, I get to get in for 4 with first Blade. Plus the 2 from Cleric. And they should attack, because they can't block, unless they know I have a haste creature. Or they think Tithe Taker is important for some reason. I mean, whatever. I'm still bringing the ruckus. They probably have a pump spell of some variety. It's the only thing that makes sense. But then they should have attacked. I don't know. Nothing makes sense about what they did. Yeah, no attacks, no blocks. Tithe Taker basically isn't in play. If your creature is not going to block, it has no busy not attacking. Or it has no business not attacking. Remember that, folks. High Sentinels. That's a powerful card. Oh, now it's attacking. When you probably wanted to block with it. So I'm just going to ram straight in here. I have Geist Blast. Yeah, no way they're blocking that. Alright, I have not made my land drop yet, so I'm going to Abbot. Hope to hit a 2-drop or a land. Got a land. Alright, that turns on the back end of Geist Blast, if we ever need that. And I get to Skargan Hellkite next turn. Yeah, these High Sentinels are very powerful. We might be in the Skargan +1/+1 mode. Start to burn shit out plan. Though they are getting dangerously close to being turtled up. Like, not sure I have many good answers to this. I have Stasis Snare. My deck is missing. Alright. We'll look at my deck later. But High Sentinels gets real big. It is a heavy mana sink, though. Voracious Hydra. Alright, so that's gonna fight something. Yeah, Abbott, okay. Abbott's done been fought. Ooh. They're getting aggressive. Dragon's gonna eat. Oh, Wingmate Rock might be even better. So I could Wingmate Rock to... and I might even be able to surprise him with the dragon on the following turn. Yeah, I'm gonna rock their socks off. And Rock gaining life as it does also could swing the race. Like, I could have them at 4 right now, but 4 is not 2. And I have Geist Blast that can finish them off from 2. That doesn't help from 4. They should be scared now. Silk Wrap. Target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. Alright, so they're going to get rid of my token. Yep. Alright, they don't know about Dragon. So they could get super aggressive with an attack here. And then just die in a variety of ways. Savage Punch. Oh no. My rock is dead. Alright. 5, 9, 10, 11. If they attack with everything, they lose. I go to 1, and then I jam my 5, 9, 10, 11. Yes, I'm at 12. Alright, let's hope they don't have Path to Exile or Fog. Just played around Mana Tithe. Haste, please. Did we do it? They have one card in hand. Skargan Dargan. Next victim. Yeah, if they played a little more conservatively, we couldn't have won, but I mean, racing is reasonable there too. I don't know how many 4/4 haste creatures are in the cube, but we know about at least 2 of them. In Jeskai colors. Plus, like, burn or pump. I had a lot of cards in hand. Yeah, I don't like that attack from them. Like, they could have attacked with only one of those creatures and still had me on a 1-turn clock on the next turn. So leaving themselves exposed to put me to 1 instead of, like, to 7. Yeah, they definitely misplayed that. You got to think about those things in limited. Like, dying with your opponent at 1 is the same as dying at any other time. Ooh, this hand is cool. It's mono red, both in mana it can produce and cards it can play. And we have Alchemist and Archer. You can just go off. This is just like a straight up Pauper burn deck right now. Alright, so if we draw some spells at any point. I'm playing this one first because this one takes time to get online. Am I getting dazed? I hope Daze isn't in the cube. That would not be any fun at all. Strategic planning. Okay. Strategic dirtling. And a bunch of lands. Right, we've missed our land drop, but that's not the worst because our hand is pretty good at functioning. We got options, is what I'm saying, for a little while on 2 lands. Blazing Volley for 1,000,000. Like, it'll do 2 extra damage next turn and 3 on the following if all our creatures are still around. I don't think we've seen a blue-black deck yet. So, oh, okay, Sultai. We have seen a Sultai deck, and we ran it over. Vile Offering. Alright. He's been destroyed. How about a land? Land? Damn it. Alright. That's fine. Screw beats Flood. We have multiple haste creatures ready at 3 mana. Like, our whole hand costs 3. So if we draw 1 more land of any color, we can start Phoenixing, Volleying, and Heel Cutting. We can get Angel down. If we draw a white land... Alright, yeah, our opponent is not exactly blazing out of the gates here either. Oh no, no removal spells, please. I'm counting on this Alchemist. Wow, Gurmag Angler, shit. That's a powerful card. I lied. They are fast out of the gates. They are a powerful wizard. Alright, so I can get Phoenix into play. Powerful, that's right. So I could play Phoenix second main so it can block. It'll buy me a little bit of time. Really wish I could get this Volley morbid somehow. I think we're a little ways away from that. I'm just gonna play Archer because I could block and then Volley next turn. Like, Phoenix doesn't get to block twice, ever. Like, I could play it second main to absorb 5 damage now, but that's not a plan. It's just taking 5 less damage somehow. So Angler is a good draw to bounce spells. I don't remember if they're already in the sideboard, but now we should be thinking about them. All right, we now have 4 lands of the same color. I could heel cut my opponent, attack for 5, and just try to race here. Maybe that's reasonable. Though Phoenix gets in for 2, and it's a repeatable clock. I could still surprise them with heel cutter later. I'm on a 3-turn clock, so I have to respect that. But I also want to have to be clocking them. Like, we might be able to race if I can't remove this Gurmag. Yeah, I'm not ready to block. These represent damage when they're in play. We could just... And we have Brimstone Volley, which can just 5 them out of nowhere. Like, they need to gum up this board. They need another threat, or they need to start removing mine for this plan to be a game winner. Five, 6 giant mana. Oh god, Dragon Lord Silumgar. Now I'm dead. Pretty confident about that. Though Phoenix has to attack, so I might be able to bait something here. Unless they just take Phoenix. Like, if they take Alchemist or Archer, and I attack with Phoenix because I have to, and then I can Brimstone Volley the Silumgar, that does hurt my overall plan of Brimstone Volleying their face at some point. But at least I don't die to Silumgar. The exciting part is, though, they're going to think we're mono red for game 2, and they'll be very surprised when we cast different spells. Yeah, I figured they would take Alchemist because that's the best one. Alright, attack with Phoenix because it has to attack. Let's see, are they super heads up genius? Maybe you just don't block here. Like, it's free most of the time, but if I have anything at all, they're gonna regret it. Alright. They are very smart. So, how do I win this? I'm taking 5, 6, 7 next turn. Alright, I think that I just don't win this. Alright. Willing to believe that. I don't want to show them my blue land if I don't have to. Alright, mono red, not great. Wingmate Rock, back in. And maybe this should just be in the deck. I keep bringing it in. Flamewake Phoenix seems medium against their flying Silumgar plan. Though, we did miss a lot of land drops. Like, if we had this Phoenix on 3, it would have run him over. What is my worst lower drop? What did I cut last time? Maybe it was just Phoenix. Alright, sorry Phoenix. Take a break. Let's let the 2-drops do the work. 2-drop into 5-drop, the perfect curve. That was a risky keep. Like, it only had mountains, but it played a lot of cards with just red mana, and we have a bunch of white sources in the deck, so didn't work out, but I don't regret it. Opponent is deep in the tank over there. Alright, this hand lacks red mana, so you have the opposite problem. It has a turn 2 play, some tricks, some removal. I'm gonna mulligan this. It's not particularly fast either. Alright, speaking of not fast, I'll keep this hand. I'm gonna bottom the Hellkite. It's possible I should have bottomed a land there and just played for the long game. Just notice my opponent's name is Genghis Khan. That's a great name. Alright, we're set up on mana. I'm gonna regret not bottoming a land, just watch. Ransack the lab, alright. Their lab is sacked. They also have perfect mana set up on turn 2, good job. They're cubing correctly. Wow, that was a good ransack. They drew 2 cards, one of them was Moan. Alright, maybe, just maybe, this Wingmate Rock will arrive on time and bring a friend. Deranged Assistant. Is Spider spawning in this cube? Because I hope it is. This is not how I want to use Ride Down, but I'm going to get my damage in. And it deals 3, I guess, and kills their thing. They clearly worried about their thing, though, because they could have just not blocked if they needed the mana. Though unless they kill this at sorcery speed on their own turn, I will absolutely suicide this creature in to get Wingmate Rock active. And if this was a 1-2 instead of a 2-1, we'd be so ready. Alright, so now I have a trick. And I have rock. I don't think I want to jam into a counterspell here. What do you think the chances are they have a counterspell and not just, like, nothing? I have instants I can play, so I'm just gonna pass. Foul Renewal. Oh no. Oh no. From your graveyard to your hand. Oh, okay. Alright. Punished. Absolutely punished. That's alright. Hopefully we draw another creature. I guess reviewing the cube would have made sense too. I don't even know if we saw a counterspell in our drafting. Like, maybe I just played around a card that doesn't exist. Alright, you have a 3-3. I'm going to eliminate this 3-3 from the earth. That's so close to being a creature. I am going to cast it, though, because being in play is just like dashing. There's... Okay, Void Mage, whatever, is in the set, apparently. God, Silumgard that, you asshole. Alright, we need Stasis Snare. That's a good one, too, though. Oh, it costs 6, though. Oh, whoops. I can morph it next turn. Silumgar has the touch. That's pretty annoying. Because that card didn't have enough words. Death touch. Alright, they're getting in for 3. I cannot block. It's not allowed. If they have removal, I hope that it is damage or size based. Yeah. Silumgar is bananas in Magic the Gathering. Just the text on the card is very good. Looks like they're casting some sort of X spell. Oh, Treasure Cruise, even better. Cruise your daddy. Their deck is sweet. And they're at 16. We're a long way away from defeating this opponent. Alright, I can't block. And that's never been more true. Alright, looks like we're going to get our Wingmate Rock active. Let's hope that there's not a 2-mana counterspell we need to worry about.
Hey, can you switch cards?
Can you just drive mine across the street and come get yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. We're rocking out now. No, I love you. Goodbye. That was a very good one for them to Vicious Offering. On to Dead, powerful card. Yeah, this is a sweet one. It's both a zombie and it's haunted. It's all of the scary things at the same time. Stirring address, or address, I guess. Address. Where do you live? At a stirring address. Address is good, though. Deck is great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Avison, this is a cube that seeks to replicate Kahns draft. Because Kahns block had a really great draft format. So it is based around the strategies and archetypes in that format, though it contains other cards too. Alright, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, they need 3 more damage. I don't think we can possibly win. Silumgar's too good. Yeah, we missed maybe I just didn't get aggressive enough. Played around stuff that I didn't need to. Like if I just jam that Wingmate Rock on 5, then I'm playing from ahead instead of behind. Yeah, that was probably just bad. If I gave it any thought at all before I passed priority, that I hadn't seen a single counterspell in the draft portion, Oh, we're so dead. Do I have a planar cleansing I forgot about? That's basically planar cleansing. Let's go, Abbott. Nope. Alright, yeah, we're dead. Damn, the undefeated run comes to an end. We will not be the trophy leader. Not even for a second. It's a cube, so all the rare there's just cards of all rarities skewed through or spewed through every pack, so it's all good. Uh, it is a true cube in that sense, though there are multiples of some cards. I didn't look at the whole list. I don't know what cards they are, but like my deck right now has 2 Firebrand Archers in it, so there are some enabler commons that you get more than one chance to draft. So it's not a singleton cube, but it is a cube. I promise in the whatever distribution of rares there are in packs is just like the whatever reasonable random distribution would be in based on how many rares are in the cube. I promise you that when like this is based on an actual paper cube, so I promise you that when they cube that cube in real life, nobody is sorting out rares, uncommons, and commons. So there are all rarities in the cube, and they are just distributed randomly into packs of 15. All right, let's get a final opponent. Maybe we'll get one of our sweet legends online that we nuked our deck to be able to play. I am going to Columbus this weekend, yes. I will be making lots of Thopters. I hope. I'll certainly be trying to make Thopters. I hope I'm successful. All right, we have all the colors. We kind of have a 2-drop, but not really. A fake 2-drop. And we have the best card in the deck, Feeling of Dread. Oh, hey, Chad. Yes, I will see you there. That's a 2-drop. Alright, if they can't kill Seeker on their turn, it's gonna go bananas. Oh, hopefully they hope this Deadly Recluse is good enough to stop it. Alright, don't kill my Seeker. Please don't kill my Seeker. Just pass the turn. You have nothing. Nothing at all. Nice. Ooh, Thermo Alchemist. Do I want to pump the brakes a little bit here and get Alchemist online, or do I just want to ride down this spider? I think I want to ride down the spider, because I can double spell next turn with Abbott and Alchemist. Plus, if they just don't block, which is possible. If I just fire in, they might think that I have a trick and play around it. Though, sacrificing your 2-drop to get the trick out of my hand is worth it. Alright, ride down. All-Star Magic card, ride down. Alright, so I'm gonna play Abbott next turn. I could also play Alchemist and Feeling of Dread next turn if I want to get aggressive. Though I think Abbott and Alchemist plus taking a turn off from attacking with Seeker if I have to. Ooh, Knuckle Puck. The Knuckler. Does this gain Shroud? No, it bounces, it gets big, and gains haste. Okay. So I'm probably taking a turn off here to get these things in play, and then I'll just bury my opponent with Feeling of Dread. Even hit the land. Alright, if they can't clear these out this turn, I think it's going to be hard for us to lose. Gotta watch out for the Slumbering Falls, though. This thing has Shroud, or Hexproof. Alright, play some Green Idiot. Alright, even better. Is it in 5-5 mode? It's in 5-5 mode. Attack, you coward. Wuss. Alright, so now there's a little bit of a decision to make. Because they put this in shock mode, and they could just pick off all my things one by one. So if I stasis snare, that triggers my prowess, and then Stirring Address makes everything bigger than Knuckleblade. Because all of my attackers have prowess. So Stirring Address is +3/+3. In we go. So many triggers. Feels good. We're also at 29. It's gonna take a lot of work to get through this. Though if they have a Wrath of any kind, I didn't really see many of those in the cube either when we were drafting. We saw End Hostilities and like the destroy creatures with power 4 or greater Wrath. Alright, Hootie Booty. You don't have Hexproof. You can get tapped. Crux of Fate. That would make sense if it was in the cube. I did not see it personally with my eyes. Alright, let's Tithe Taker to make sure that they can't get us back here. Alright, do we have lethal is the question. I believe we do. Stubborn Denial. That is irrelevant, opponent. Unless you have another one. Another red one. Yeah, they would have to have some sort of zero cost spell because I have Tithe Taker. Good job, Tithe Taker. You took your first tithe. Alright, I think once again Wingmate Rock's coming in. That should have probably just been in the deck. Willing to admit it. Alchemist too good. Maybe First Blade is the weakest link. Though Firemane Avenger, we haven't drawn it yet, but it is the hardest one to turn on. It doesn't have haste, doesn't immediately output damage. It is a 3/3 flyer though. Alright, I'll do that. As long as they don't have Silumgar, we'll be okay. Yeah, Wingmate Rock is great. It's just a little slow for what I'm trying to do here. But all of my opponents have been kind of grindy, so it's just come in every time. Snap keep. Sorry, Kaikar. Alright, yeah, we got a handful of 2-drops. Abbott to hit a land drop if we need it. Turns out we didn't need it. All the colors online. We can paint with all the colors of the wind at this point. Alright. I'm leading on... Oh man, all of my cards are just so good. I'm leading on Seeker. Does that make sense? So, I'm casting... Yeah, I'll lead on Seeker. Why is the stack down there? Weird. Yeah, so I'm gonna start the beats with Seeker because it hits the hardest in combat, and then I can pivot to this like ping you out Alchemist, Firebrand Archer, Pauper Burn deck plan if I need to in the near future. Not Knuckleblade. Oh, Geist Blast. Okay, sure. Geist Blast is reasonable. Alright, so I'm gonna play Abbott, trying to hit my land drop. Goblin Heel Cutter. RIP. I'm gonna miss that one being in the deck. Alright, they're debating if they want to pass the turn or just kill this now because of prowess. Let's get in there. I haven't seen a flash creature. Oh, Sirach Dragonclaw is in the cube. That is a hell of a flash creature. Alright. What is the play here? Are they gonna hit me with this counterspell that I didn't know about? That I just said we didn't see yet? Mystic Snake is in this cube! Oh my god. Good job, opponent. I'm pretty excited about that. I love Mystic Snake. Guess I should have led on Firebrand Archer because Thermo Alchemist is better. That is how you don't bait counterspells in Limited. Hydra, so he's gonna fight something. Yeah, Sirach is definitely in the cube. Alright, I need an untapped land right now. Got there. I'm gonna go haste mode and just put damage on this opponent. Brimstone Volley is a powerful magic card. So we just gotta soften them up a bit. Icefall region, oh no. Tap target creature, and it doesn't untap for as long as you control Icefall. Alright, that dies to Brimstone Volley, we're fine. No sweat. That does ruin my plan of killing their face. Alright, spells cost 2 more. I got that. And I'm not making this land drop. Gotta keep some secrets. Just for me. I wish I had Thermo Alchemist in play. Oh no! Dragon Race. Oh no, they made it big. That's really smart. I hope we draw a Stirring Address right now. That's the best draw in my whole deck. Stirring Address! Oh, Helix is not a bad card either, though. It sucks that it's a damage short to do what I need. I'm gonna have to trade 2 for 1 here if they block. I don't think I would block here, yeah. Okay. My opponent agrees. Like, losing your dragon, which is bigger, to just literally any trick in Magic, I would not block there at 14 life. So my opponent's in the same wavelength, even though it would have been right there, because I would have had to Helix that thing. All right, now we can start distributing shocks. Divided as you choose. That's so fucked up. All right, what are you gonna do? Deadly Recluse. Fucking Deadly Recluse. That's kind of lame. Tithe Taker. Take your tithe. Alright, I cannot attack into a Deadly Recluse. It can't be done. This one might be slipping away, team. However, if I had Thermo Alchemist, if I had sequenced this turn correctly, I think they would be in burn range right now. Alright, I will continue bleeding out 2 damage at a time. Where's my Stirring Address? That's what I need. Or one of my sweet legends. Like the bird lady who makes spirits would be pretty sweet here. Alright, this is gonna cost 5. I'm gonna save Abbott, kill Recluse. So both of these things just die anyway. Maybe that should have gone face. I don't know if I have a real plan to attack to win this game. I need a stasis snare to remove this Hellkite. That is my path to victory. And Icefall Regent. What a good card. This cube is a lot of fun, though. Big fan. Oh, shocking. Geast Blast. Alright. I'm getting in. They know I have to have something. So let's see if they respect it. Alright, they respected something. So they can attack for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and shock me. They can do 11 next turn. And I can defeat them. They're at 6, so that's a Hellkite attack. If I had gone face instead of at Recluse with War Leader's Helix, then they would still have Recluse. Never mind. I forgot that War Leader's Helix. Briefly forgot that it cleared out something very important. All right, I'm at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They cannot double activate the dragon. They do have... Oh no, Sonic Assault! We're so dead! Punished! Alright, we're dead. Alright. I was gonna say they have Stubborn Denial that we've seen. Oh well. We were not able to take control of the early game the way we need to. And I missequenced those 2 drops on that turn, which I think Alchemist would have been good for 6 over the course of that game, the way it went. All right, we're back on the play. Does that do anything? I don't have any answers hiding in my board for a big dragon. Prophetic Bolt. Ugh, always playing a Prophetic Bolt. Maybe we'll draw this. It's the last game of the league. It's time. Last volley. Risk factor. Maybe risk factor's bad. I think it's probably worse than First Blade. Let's battle. Maybe Kaikar will make an appearance. I've been burned by this hand before. I'm not falling for it. God, it's even worse. Should have kept. Alright, that's a hand. I gotta bottom 2 of these. Now we need red anyway, so we have to draw lands, so bottoming spells doesn't make sense. So being the aggro deck on 5 cards against the control deck on the draw feels bad, man. Don't think we're winning this one. Alright, so we need to draw Mountain next turn. Exactly Mountain. Oh, maybe that first hand was keepable. Like, I know that there are people who will keep literally any hand with lands and spells in limited. Like, I had a Phoenix, I could have morphed the thing, and I was just a planes away. Yeah, I think I may have knee-jerked my way out of a keepable hand on 7 there. Obviously, it's easy to look back on that now that I'm all the way down to 5. Like, a good 6 would have been better than that hand, but we're on a medium 5, so... Though if we draw a Mountain this turn, exactly Mountain, get in for 4, and then have our burn to back us up. Or we could just draw another red card and lose. That's fine, too. Boo. Because this hand's got a lot of punch if it can get behind a creature that's attacking. Alright, a tapped land. That's good. Mountain, please. Mountain! Fuck. Yep. This is it, folks. This is how we lose. I gotta say, I don't like the way that these lands look, these basics, on Magic Online. Just having no border at all when everything else has this border is really jarring, the way that it appears. Yeah, they should just use Kahns lands. It is the default on cubes to do something cool with the lands. Be careful what you wish for. I said maybe we'll draw a Prophetic Bolt this game. It's not what I meant. And this hand still has a lot of firepower, and it's game 3, so I can't just concede, but we're gonna need red mana sooner than later. We did not need more red cards at all. I'm gonna discard Prophetic Bolt, right where it belongs. Oh no. Sulfatara. Yeah, I mean, if they have that, they would have wasted it, I guess. Oh, this could be so many things. Could be Willbender, could be a counterspell. Alright, let's find out, folks. Get Mystic Snaked. What horrible thing is about to befall me? They have 7 cards in hand, 5 lands available. What morphs have we seen out of them that they wouldn't have morphed by now? Oh, they actually did have Sirach all along. Alright. Can't beat Sirach. We're done. Alright, we had a good run and a lame run. Yeah, never mind. Just dead. Alright, let me see if I can get this Horizons Draft of Fire. 2 of 8. Yeah, that's not going to happen in a reasonable time frame. Alright, in that case, I'm going to call it for the day. This Kahns Cube is fun. I am still tied for the trophy leader. I think. I should be on there somewhere. Yeah, there I am. Tied for trophy leader. So I'm going to enjoy that. Quit while I'm ahead. I'm not going to stream limited very often, so enjoy this while it happened. If people do want to see limited, let me know on Twitter. I can add hours, but I know people follow me for the legacy and the vintage, which is the exact opposite of this. But if you're watching, hit that follow button. If you have Twitter, follow me at Bosch and Roll. That's on your screen right next to my face. And let's see if there's anyone online that we can send our love to. Let's go hang out with Jamie. We're gonna raid Jamie Topples. Since this is a limited stream, Jamie's a limited streamer. We'll make it all count. Haven't hung out with Jamie in a little while. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and I'll see you next time.